Welcome to Subramani. How many people, what big a team do you need for your investing process? Well, this depends on how much you want to do yourself and how much you want it outsourced. Let us assume for a minute you are an investor who has real estate, who has REITs, who has mutual funds. And in mutual funds, I'm including mutual fund, ETF, and all that, and direct equity. You have bonds. You have, of course, mutual funds, which include bond funds, and you have in real estate. You have commercial real estate and personal real estate. I mean, retail investors, residential real estate, right? So if you have such a complicated portfolio, I wouldn't call this just a big portfolio. You could have a big portfolio of just having 4 equity shares, and that could be worth 200 crores. That is a simple portfolio, a big one. This is a 30 crore portfolio, which is long and complicated, right? So depending on your portfolio, depending on your age, depending on the size of your portfolio, it will decide how big a team you need. So first you need somebody with whom you can decide and talk strategy. Even for somebody like me, who is a DIY direct equity investor, I need to sound out my ideas with somebody younger, somebody older, my broker, with somebody before I take the plunge. For example, if somebody tells me, I think Hindustan Aeronautics is a good buy at a particular price could be 800, 1800, 4000, X bonus, come bonus, I'm not talking about that. So my first question to myself is, maybe Hindustan Aeronautics is a good buy, but I'm already 8% or 10% or 12% in PSU equity, and PSUs are not something where I am comfortable with. In the last 2 years, I have made changes and I have accepted that PSU should be there in my portfolio, and I made fabulous amount of money. I have no cribbing about that. The income tax that I paid last year and the income tax that I paid this year is much less than the profits that I have on PSU. So to that extent, I don't feel too bad. It's like somehow I feel from a mind point of view that the money that I had in one envelope just shifted to another envelope, right? So that kind of thing happened. So I'm very happy with that. But sorry, I'm digressing. I need somebody to sound out what is happening what is happening in a particular share, etc. You might also need somebody who will make sure that your accounts are well maintained, right? What you bought, what you sold, whether you got dividends for it, you sold, you gave some shares for buyback, has the money come, have all the dividends come, reconciling between your 24 years and your bank account, right? Your TDS certificates are, I mean, they automatically come. So today that doesn't have to be checked. Earlier that had to be checked, right? So this is the administrative part of the investments. So if you have a longish investing portfolio, you need to do that. You need to make sure that the rents are collected, that the deposits are returned, that the deposits are taken before the house is given on rent or the office is given on rent. All these things are important from an accounting point of view. From another strategy point of view, you have to understand taxation. Should the debt money remain in your mother's account because debt is taxed as regular income, or does your mother also have a huge dividend income and therefore she should not have any debt in her portfolio, right? So checking out all that, should money be accumulated in your children's account or in your account? What about clubbing provision, right? Knowing all these things is important, so that you to understand. Getting one person to understand your investment and taxation is not going to be easy. It is your job to understand investment and taxation and make sure you apply it. So this is also needed. If you are in mutual funds, getting somebody to pick a fund for you is very important, because the number of funds which are available is pretty complicated, and taxation changes have made it even more complicated today. You can't just go and put money in a fund which invests in indices abroad, right? Because income from that is treated as current income. So should you even be doing that, or should you look for a multi-asset fund which invests in indices abroad? right? Is there such a fund available? Maybe, may not be, right? So should you invest abroad, should you invest in India? From a tax point of view, you need to know some of these things. So somebody has to have the understanding of investing and taxation, willing to help you, or you have to take both these inputs and see how it is applicable to you. So you need the taxation advisor. So you need one accountant who's you need somebody with whom you can talk strategy. Maybe it's a group, maybe you put some money in PMS, and so you have access to their team, so you keep talking to them. Maybe 2 crores is put there and 20 crores you're managing on your own, or maybe 50 lakhs is put there and you're managing 5 crores on your own, whatever it be. So finding that person is very, very, very important, especially in direct equities. You cannot afford not to have that sounding board. And such people are not available for love or money. I mean, they're available only for love, not for money. I mean, I wouldn't want to sit and talk to anybody about their portfolio. It's not my job, and it's not something which I'm going to have fun doing simply because I do not understand the regulations regarding this. So you have to create this whole team, especially if your portfolio is worth even 10 crores. I think such a team is needed. Do you need a full-time accountant? No. So I know people who spend maybe 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs on a full-time accountant in a small team, which looks after and makes sure that the CIBIL report is regularly downloaded, the NSDL statement is reconciled with the investments that you have, right? Somebody is needed, somebody has to do all this on a 10 crore portfolio. Either you do it yourself because you enjoy doing it, or you outsource it to somebody. Maybe a chartered accountant firm will hire somebody for you and do that for you. How much will it cost? Maybe 20,000 rupees a month, maybe 2.5 lakhs, 3 lakhs a year, depending on this number of transactions. Maybe this person could send out your bills, collect the, file the GST returns, etc. And therefore, you are spreading it a little into your business and a little into your personal life. But making sure that all this is happening, that the documentation is right, that the shares are lying in the right demat account, then you maybe put it in a software and you find that 36% of your money is in one group, and you say, oh my god, this is too much. Then you need to act on that, right? So you need this whole team of people to do it, or you can do it yourself. Do these things cost money? Of course it costs money. As a percentage, does it hurt? Depending on the size of your portfolio. When you're younger and you have lesser amount of money, largely you think you can do all this yourself, and it is absolutely true. But as your portfolio gets older and gets more complicated, and you realize that, oh, this is missing, that is missing, I had made this investment, but that time the PAN number was not so important. Can I search for it PIN code wise, right? You need to understand, remember, get all the details, and then give it to your accountant, or have an accountant who will go and do all this himself or herself, right? So this whole team is necessary for you to do well in the long run in equity investing or in mutual fund investing. In mutual fund investing, the need for an accountant is perhaps obviated, because most of the data, like when did you first invest to capital gains for the year, everything is available, the flip of a button. So you may not have to do any of those things, but still you may need somebody to check your CIBIL score or NSDL statement, reconciliation, etc. Check out whether you are doing it yourself. If you can't, if you are not doing it, start doing it. If you feel overwhelmed by it, hire an accountant, hire an accounting firm which will do this, or ask your investment advisor whether he will find somebody for you, right? So put all these things in place, because just taking a term insurance is of no use. You have to make sure that your family, when they get it, they know what to do with it, and that can happen only if you make this whole exercise into a family exercise, that your wife and children sit with you and participate with you in the whole process, right? That's the way to create more wealth for the family, and the family knowing what you're doing, saying, this is the accountant who does this, this is the person, this is my mentor with whom I talk about equity, and etc, etc, right? So you introduce them, make sure that they also know how to draw the benefit from them, and in case you drop dead, they are able to manage your the wealth that you have created. Thank you.